so below, and as below, so above. With this knowledge alone, you may work miracles. Sound familiar? And no, it's not the Kabbalion. Why does it look like I'm crying? That was the second line of the Emerald Tablet. And I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. It's a mistranslation. Even Isaac Newton mistranslated it. So let's get into it. But first, hi, my name is Ilian. I have a master's in Jungian dream analysis and occult symbolism. And I'm a writer, teacher, tarot reader, and shapeshifter. I turn into a cat sometimes. As you may or may not know, the origins of the Emerald Tablet are still unknown. The earliest surviving version is from the 7th century, supposedly, and is written in Arabic by a man named Balinas. And in his book, Sir al-Khali'a wa Sana' al-Tabi'a, or The Secret of Creation and the Art of Nature, Balinas says he enters a hidden chamber where he finds the statue of an old man sitting on a golden throne, and in his hands was the Emerald Tablet. Balinas says that the tablet was written in Syriac, and historians today have pretty much agreed that it probably was based on a much older Syriac document. But let's go back to our second line. The English translation of as above, so below gives the sense of correspondence and reflection, as if the above and the below were two distinct entities that reflected one another. But the Arabic line is in al-a'la min al-asfal wal-asfal min al-a'la, which means the above is from the below, and the below is from that which is above. It's not a theory of correspondence and reflection. More importantly, it is not a binary. The above and below don't reflect one another, they are one another. So let's do a little reprogramming. You aren't like the stars. You are the stars. Dreams do not reflect your life. Your life is the stuff of dreams. And you aren't masculine or feminine. Your masculinity informs your femininity, and vice versa. There isn't an east and a west. There's a place the sun rises and a place the sun sets. Life is not a binary, and neither are you. It's a spectrum. And despite what William Atkinson and his white friends would have you believe in the Kabbalion, this line is not trying to emphasize the duality between you and the divine. It is closing it. All is one, be it above or below. Want to know more? Hit the follow button and check out my reading list. Knowledge is power.
That was deep. I like that. I like her video. A lot of times when I say a prayer, I always say as above, so below, as within, most mainly as above, so below, as below, so above, as within, so without, as without, so within. As the universe, so my soul, as my soul, so the universe, meaning we are all connected and we are all one.
Ideas, they've always been there, obscured, not because they're hidden, but because most never look. Principle 1. Your outer world is just a mirror of your inner world. Change the reflection by shifting the source. Principle 2. What you assume to be true becomes your law. You live what you believe. The obscured principles don't change the game. They reveal it, so you finally start playing it right. Look within, that's where the real rules live. These aren't new ideas.
You were never meant to find this. The world around you, every belief you hold, every fear you carry, every invisible boundary you obey, was carefully built to keep you blind. But something deep inside you never surrendered. Something ancient still stirs, still remembers. The obscured principle is not a book. It's a forbidden signal, ripped from the heart of the illusion. A weapon carved from stolen knowledge, meant for those brave enough to see. Inside, you'll confront the architects of your prison, the unseen forces that sculpt your mind, the quiet poisons slipped into your soul, the truths they buried beneath centuries of silence. This is not for the comfortable, the obedient, or the afraid. It's for those who feel the fractures in the lie, who hear the whisper behind the noise, who know that real freedom is never given. It must be seized. If these words reach you, it's already too late to go back.
Ready for this one. Watch this.
Voices calling old luck Oh.
Watch what happens.
Sergeant! Sergeant! I'm right here. I'm right here, baby.
Watch.
Is that your baby? Yes. Yes, he is. What's his name? Chester. Chester.
Listen.
I think you better be on your way. Now. My husband's gonna be home soon. That man left from here with 2 little girls about an hour ago.
She knows something.
Oh, we see. Can I have him? Ma'am? Your boy. I like him very, very much.
What?
Will you
She's
give him
cuckoo.
to me? Go!
Watch.
Go! Give him to me. I'm right here.
My apologies. They just came and started cutting my grass. But y'all know I have not seen that movie. I started to, but I don't know why I stopped. I think I watched like maybe the first 10 minutes of it. But I need to go back and watch that movie. Let me know if you've seen that movie. I have not finished it. I only seen like 10 minutes of it. And I've been hearing a lot of people say it's a good movie. So I'm going to have to go and watch it. Hopefully it's still, I think, on Hulu. So I'm going to have to watch it.
The second coming is not about the resurrection of Jesus. The second coming is a mass spiritual awakening. What did Jesus teach? That's what we're going to talk about first. Jesus taught about oneness. Jesus said, "The Father lives within me. He and I are not separate." And he was trying to teach everything that Jesus taught is a reflection of what we have within us. He was never teaching something that we did not have also access to within us. He was trying to teach us that we have the power to heal. We have the power to transform. We have the power to manipulate energy. We have the power to speak to the Father. It is just by religion that we are taught that this is all something separate, that this is all something that we have to seek outside of us, which is why things like priests and people that have anointing power is so common, because we are constantly trying to seek someone outside of us to give us the answers. We are trying to constantly seek someone outside of us to heal us when we have the power to heal ourselves within ourselves. And it is through Christ consciousness that we are able to learn from him and we are able to walk in his steps. He taught no separation. He taught no evil. And it is because of our humanness that we have skewed it to be something that it is absolutely not. If Christ taught no separation, why is religion teaching that being gay is wrong? If Christ taught no separation, why are a lot of religious parties backing Trump's policies right now? That is the exact opposite of what Christ taught. The enemy was one of God's favored angels, and the enemy knows God front and back. You can think about the enemy as like a narcissistic manipulator. They are somebody that absolutely knows the word of God and has, I feel like, used it against us as humans to skew us away from what God actually wants for us. It's unfortunate that when you say you don't align with Christianity, people think that you don't align with Christ, but Christianity doesn't even align with Christ. Christianity teaches away from Christ, away from what Christ was trying to teach. There was a reason that Christ was among the sinners, and it was because he did not see them as someone that was separate from him. Anyways, I could talk about this topic for literally hours and hours and hours and hours because I have recently stepped away from Christianity completely and really stepped into the fullness of Christ and Christ's teachings and what really Christ was trying to teach this entire time. And it just feels so obvious now. And I just feel like the need to share it to as many people as I possibly can.
What's the problem with xenophobia? Don't you think that's better for Americans in general?
What?
To be xenophobic,
yes.
nationalism is better.
We should have a coherent culture. Everyone should be a part of the same culture. We should have assimilation.
Which, do you get to choose what the culture is?
We already have a dominant culture.
What is
based
the dominant
on
culture?
European and Christian values and identity. That is the dominant culture.
White Christian,
it's rooted in European identity.
White. So your argument is that
has been the dominant culture.
Just to be clear,
and we're not letting people assimilate to that. We're saying you should keep your culture, and this is why our culture is so divided.
Your argument is that Trump is good for those who want a dominant white European culture.
I mean, that is what America is. It's rooted in European identity and Christian values. That's what it has been. Would you really disagree with that? What is it then if that's not the identity of America?
Well, I think the identity of
For the
America.
majority of time, America's been a country. You don't think that's been the identity?
Well, actually, no. I think actually the identity of America has been, for better or for worse, a melting pot in that regard.
Yeah, maybe since like the 1960s. Even then, like even we had this idea of a melting pot literally means assimilation too. It means melting. It means you're assimilating to the dominant culture. Is that not what melting means?
No, it doesn't
and
mean
now
that
instead we're saying there's something wrong with
the dominant
xenophobia.
culture. No, I mean, look, I got to be honest with you. Like, you and I have a fundamental disagreement. We will never see eye to eye on this. It's a choice, and people. I think what you're expressing though is really what the Trump movement at its heart is about. And I think that's problematic.
I disagree. I don't think Trump's like anywhere close to being a Christian nationalist. That's ridiculous. Like Trump's basically a Democrat from like 15 years ago when it comes to social issues.
So you don't think that he's conservative enough for you?
Oh, definitely. Nowhere close. No.
He's not xenophobic enough for you?
No, he's trying to import a bunch of H-1Bs. Are you kidding?
Right. Oh, so you want to get them out too? Yeah. No, I mean, I think you're making my argument for me.
Listen, I really have no words, but to be honest, she's not lying. I mean, she's not lying. She failed to. I just can't believe people still got that mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all came here when there was already indigenous people here, and then brought like slaves here. And y'all mad? Y'all made that decision. We didn't make that decision. Y'all made that decision. And they're mad because there's different races here. Man, I don't know. That is so weird. Like, y'all made that decision to do that and then get mad and then want to send people back to their country. Then why don't y'all go back to y'all's? I don't get it. Why are you still here? You should be leaving. You came here and took over these people's land, and now you trying to kick everybody. I don't get it. I don't get it. Go back. Go back. Go back home. You don't have to stay here. You're not even from here. Like, people with the argument, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's annoying. It's sad. It's very sad that in 2000, what year is this? I can't even say what year this is. In 2025, people still had that same mindset. It's sad. It's heartbreaking.
You can't have a belief. You can't even spell the word belief without the word lie. Yeah. BELIEF. Yeah. So if you believe something, it's privy to be false because you don't know it. You just believe it. A belief is like blind faith. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In something that genuinely you don't know. So in my mind, you drop all belief and then you piece the reality together based on what you know as fact for yourself, not because Dave wrote a book and he says this. That's fair enough. You can use the book to inspire you to then recognize something yourself, but you can't base your whole reality on what some other person's written in a book, some other human, the same as you, has written in a book. Do you know what I mean?
But do we have any facts about anything? Is anything fact?
Hot is hot, cold is cold.
Hot feels hot when you put your hand in it.
Yeah, and you know
cold
that's
feels
hot.
Cold.
Yeah,
this table's here because I can touch it.
Yeah.
But so are we saying that?
I'd go as far as that, yeah. Use your sense organs, your own personal, you can go on a real cosmic one where everything's totally just energy and it's totally. It does that on some level. But right here, right now, you're Ty, I'm Joe, yeah?
Yeah.
That's I could be Joe, I might be Joe. I'm Joe, you're Ty.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, let's just stick with that, yeah? Water does that. Any body of liquid you've ever come into contact with, larger than its surface area, must be contained, always finds its level. Fact. You agree?
Yeah.
It's a fact. So if I put a drip of water on this table,
yes, in normal terms, like in a bathtub, in a cup,
every term, every ink, oil, any liquid you've ever come into contact with your whole life has always, if it's larger than its surface area, been contained and will always find its level. Yeah. If it's smaller than the surface area, it will stay in one. If it's on a flat surface, it will stay in one space, bound by its own surface tension. Yeah. If it's on a curved surface, it will roll off. Fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except if there's gravity.
Yeah, but so what they've done to you there is they've got you to disregard your sense organs and what you know to be true in favor of this ideology. Do you know what I'm saying? What are the chances, honestly, that every single body of water, liquid, or any liquid, let's say, conforms to a set group of metrics? Yeah, always does those things.
Yeah.
What are the chances that the biggest body of liquid you've ever come into contact with, i.e., the ocean, somehow now operates in complete opposition to those metrics? What are the chances, Ty?
Well,
and we've been programmed.
I only know what I've been taught, right?
Exactly.
So
and who taught us it?
School.
And
scientists.
Who pays for the curriculum?
The government.
Who pays for the government? So I'm saying there's an elite ruling class of people that run the show. Yeah, we agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they educated you and me to disregard our sense organs in favor of what they told us. And we now live in a reality that it's actually laughable. It's actually laughable.
I get that the water argument. I get it. Like if I move this cup now, no matter, if we filled this room up, it would have to be contained within this room. Once it's full, it will level.
Has to do it. Yeah.
It always levels. Always. Hence the spirit level.
Exactly. Thank you. Hence the word sea level, not sea curve, sea sphere, sea level. Horizon is horizontal, isn't it? And horizontal is a sideways plane, isn't it?
Normally,
yeah. You've heard them talk about the spiritual plane and the earthly plane, and the word planet is plane et. Define the word plane in the dictionary. What's it mean?
Flat. I'd imagine. I've not looked at it, but
You're obviously not aware of this, but blessed is not a word that the global majority thinks of in association with Europeans. Words like plague and colonizer, maybe, but not blessed. And the cell phone in my hand came from China. So I don't know if you're referencing Steve Jobs or Martin Cooper or the Finnish inventor who created the first pocket-sized telecommunication device in 1917, and you probably don't know either because your education system has left you terribly ignorant and without the critical thinking skills necessary to effectively gather information. Because you believe that most great inventions can be attributed to one white person, as opposed to recognizing that the patent system is how white people colonize intellectual property. We would not have cell phones if it wasn't for the creation of the gamma electrical cell by Black inventor Henry T. Sampson. And most of our cell phones would not have microphones in them if it wasn't for the particular microphone that was created by Black inventor James Edward West. The creation of the first digital network, 1G, was launched in Japan, and then Black electrical engineer Jesse Russell pioneered the creation of 2G, which launched in Finland first. 3G launched in Japan, 4G launched in Norway, 5G launched in South Korea, and 30% of the world's cell phones are manufactured in China. Because we of the global majority recognize that collective humanity has the ingenuity and creativity of one another to thank, whereas a lot of European Americans are laboring under the delusion that the rest of us have white people to thank. And it's this narcissistic ignorance that causes people like you to do embarrassing things, like leaving comments about Europeans and cell phones on a video about systemic anti-Black racism in the United States. And while that could be written off as a comedic and senile non sequitur, we recognize it as a desperate attempt to center yourself in a conversation that has nothing to do with you. The irony being that white people like to say not all white people and they shouldn't be held accountable for the misdeeds of their ancestors, yet they want to be associated with the greatness of the things that they think they invented.
She ate, y'all. She ate that. She ate that. Very, very smart. Very smart woman. She ate that.
Thinking Buddhism is about a damn God, and it's literally about learning how to relieve yourself from suffering and be self-aware so that you don't have to go through mental pain and suffering and meditation. So y'all know it's my first night in a meditation retreat, right? This just fucked me up. Every day we got to go to class. The lesson of today was just talking about self-love, happiness, how to detach yourself from pain, how to no longer suffer no more, XYZ. That man said, I don't care what your religion is, we is not trying to convert you. Let me say that first. Let me make that very clear. My focus here is to help you process your feelings, learn how to meditate, put you first and your happiness. Buddhism is nothing but you and your happiness. So you mean to tell me all this time Black Christian households are taught to stay away from Buddhism and basically fear it when all it is a practice of self-love and happiness? Bro, Imagine being taught your whole life breathing through your pain is demonic. That sitting with yourself is dangerous. Oh, that man literally told us today, he said, I don't care nothing about your religion. He said, I wrote it down verbatim what he said because it caught me off guard. He said, Buddha is just a subject. Religion came after Buddha. I don't care about your religion. I want you to be happy. And literally that's all we talked about today was us and happiness. Tomorrow we talking about hindrance. We talk about how to breathe through our pain. He said, stop trying to, when you get negative thoughts, stop trying to push them out. He said, they're coming to see you for a reason. He said, stop being scared of your thoughts. When they come, welcome them in, observe the thoughts. Stop being so quick to push it away because that's why I keep coming back. Bruh, I'm unlearning everything I was taught. All this time I'm sitting up here thinking Buddhism is demonic. They worshiping false gods, this, that, and the third. And really it's all about helping you process your feelings and helping you know your happiness. That's it. Buddhism literally doesn't teach you to stop believing in God. Like at all. It literally has nothing to do with fucking religion. It teaches you how to know yourself so you're not dependent on chaos to feel close to spirit. And what be real chaotic? I'll wait. And now I get it. I get why they were scared. Because once you start healing, you stop performing. You stop accepting emotional manipulation wrapped in scripture. You start questioning everything. And what's the number one thing you ain't supposed to question? I'll wait. This journey abroad, Thailand, Bali, it's been showing me that peace is not evil. It's sacred. And if they would have just taught us that, maybe we wouldn't have had to suffer so fucking long just to come home to ourselves. But anywho, good night.
Here's why I cannot be a Christian as a black man. To be a Christian as a black man means that I have to turn the other cheek to the social injustices that directly affect black men. I have to claim that I don't wrestle with flesh and blood, but with spiritual wickedness in high places to avoid from getting my hands dirty with those social issues. It makes all the sense in the world because if you think about colonizers or the slave master, wouldn't it benefit him if you, as a black person, became Christian? Of course, because then you wouldn't fight back. You would simply just turn the other cheek. Yeah, you would obey your master, even as unto the Lord. Why I cannot be Christian as a black man? It will require me to forget the horror that happened to my people and also to forget the horrors and injustices that happen to us today. Oh, but here's the kicker. I would have to ignore slavery and the fact that that God never showed up. And that God would dare listen to the prayers of our oppressors. At least that's what they told us. And believe it or not, black Christians believe that. Then you have the black Israelites. Oh boy. Yeah, making God black justifies all the horrors of the Bible, right? See, if God were black, that would make him worse, at least to us. But furthermore, since I'm a critical thinker, what do I need a God to believe in for anyway? Can anybody answer that? Why do I need a God? And which one do I need? And why are they always talking behind my back? Why they can't come tell me or nobody else? Because it's nonsense. Oh,
Man, that was deep. That was deep. I like how he said if God was black, it'll make it worse. I mean, that's so true because God in the Bible was not nice. So I mean, putting a black face on that, oh man. But I had to leave a comment because that was deep.